So the big talk right now across Nigeria, both online and offline, is the latest update from the Federal High Court in Abuja involving Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, popularly known as IPOB. This case has been dragging for years, but what just happened has really got people talking again. The court has given Kanu what it called his final chance to defend himself. Yes, final chance, meaning this might be his last opportunity to speak for himself before the court moves forward to judgment. And trust me, the way things played out in that courtroom has left a lot of people shocked and curious about what will happen next. Now, before we go too far, if you're watching right now, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification bell so that whenever I bring you fresh updates like this, you'll be the first to hear it. So here's how everything went down. In court, the judge, Justice James Omotosho, made it very clear that the case has been on for too long. He said Kanu has been given enough time and opportunities to present his side, but he has not yet done so. The court then said, "This is your last chance." If he doesn't make use of it, the court will assume that he has no defense and the prosecution's case will stand. Now, imagine that moment. The courtroom was silent. Everyone was waiting to hear how Kanu would respond, and what he said next really caught attention. Kanu looked at the judge and said boldly that there was no valid charge against him. He said the law they are using to prosecute him has already been repealed, that it no longer exists, and therefore he cannot defend himself against something that's not valid. He basically said, how can I defend myself against a charge that doesn't exist? That statement alone got the whole courtroom murmuring. His supporters saw it as courage, that he's standing by what he believes in. Others say it's a risky move because, legally speaking, refusing to defend yourself can make the case go against you. Remember to hit that like button right now and subscribe if you haven't, because this story is getting deeper and we've got more to unpack. Now, what Kanu is trying to say is that the Terrorism Prevention Act, the law under which he's being charged, is no longer valid in the form the government is using it. His legal team had earlier made a no-case submission, meaning they argued that the prosecution did not provide enough evidence for the case to continue. But the court rejected that motion, saying the case must go on. That's why the judge gave him this final opportunity. It's like saying, we've come this far, defend yourself, or we move on. But instead of going ahead to present witnesses or evidence, Kanu doubled down. He stood his ground and insisted that there's nothing to defend. He said the government's charge is illegal, that the case should not even be happening in the first place. You can imagine the tension in the courtroom. His lawyers on one side, the federal prosecutors on the other, the judge trying to maintain calm. And outside the court, his supporters chanting, calling for justice and his release. If you're still watching, please give this video a like. It really helps a lot. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss part 2 of this gist. Now, this final chance is not just a random warning. In the legal world, when a judge says something like that, it means the next step could be serious. If Kanu refuses to defend himself, the court may close his case. That means they will proceed with judgment based on the prosecution's evidence alone. And that can be very dangerous for a defendant because once the court closes your case, you have no more say in what happens next. Let's pause and think about this. Why would Kanu take such a bold step, knowing what's at stake? Some analysts say it's his strategy, that he's trying to challenge the legitimacy of the court itself. He doesn't just want to win his case. He wants to prove that the process is invalid. Others say it's pride or a calculated political move, that he wants to show his supporters he won't bend under pressure. Whichever it is, one thing is clear. This move could either be his biggest strength or his biggest mistake. Again, if you're following along and enjoying this gist, please hit the like button now and subscribe to the channel. It really helps more people get to see stories like this. Now, let's talk about how this whole thing affects ordinary people. For many Nigerians, this case is more than just about one man. It's about fairness, justice, and how the government treats people who speak out. There are people who see Kanu as a freedom fighter, someone who is standing up for the rights of the Southeast. And then there are others who see him differently, as someone who's actions have caused tension and division. This mix of opinions is why the case gets so much attention. Even on social media, you can see how divided people are. Some are saying, let the man go, he has suffered enough. Others say, the law must take its course. No one is above the law. But beyond that, there's a bigger question people are asking. If the system doesn't seem fair to everyone, can people still believe in justice? That's part of why so many people are emotionally invested in this case. And that's why, if you're watching this right now, I want you to comment below. What do you think? Should Kanu defend himself, or should he continue to insist the charge is invalid? Your opinion really matters, so drop it below. And don't forget to subscribe for updates as this case unfolds. Now, another thing people are watching closely is what happens next in court. The next hearing is expected to decide whether the defense will continue or not. If he still refuses, then the judge may declare that the defense is closed, and from there, we could see a ruling not long after. So yes, this might actually be one of the most crucial moments in Kanu's entire trial.